you guys, welcome back to our Happy Meets Healthy. It can be so stressful sometimes to figure out what the heck to have for dinner, right? Now I have an easy, awesome, so delicious solution for you. It's my pulled chicken ancho chili soup. It takes less than a half an hour to make in one pot and super crowd pleasing. It's also the kind of dish that you can have if you only need a small amount, but leftovers freeze really, really well. So it's awesome for meal prep too. So simple to make, let's get started. So this all cooks up in one pot, mostly with ingredients that you guys probably already have on hand or you're always cooking with, but let me just do a quick run through and I'm gonna shout out two really cool ingredients that you might not be using that I absolutely love in this recipe. So we're gonna start with some diced onion. Just buy it pre-cut, you guys. When you're making a soup or a stew, there's no need to spend time chopping up onions. A chopped up red pepper, same thing. Some supermarkets have them prepared, or that's a pretty speedy one for you to do. Here's a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes with chilies because I personally like to give a little kick to this dish. If you don't like a lot of heat, you could use plain diced tomatoes or you could just do the regular diced tomatoes with a little bit of chili. Here I've got a can of black beans. You could do white beans here, kidney beans, chickpeas even would work, whatever you have on hand. Some defrosted frozen corn, which is an easy addition. Here's one of the special ingredients. If you haven't been cooking with these, I love them. It's poblano pepper. This is what they look like. I wanted to show you guys. It's a little bit less spicy than a jalapeno, but not as bland as a green bell pepper. And it's excellent in all different kinds of Mexican dishes. There's also some garlic in here and then a mix of some of my favorite spices. We've got some cumin, some regular chili powder, and then some ancho chili powder. Now, if you're wondering what that is, it's actually made from dried poblano peppers and it has a little bit of heat and like a slight fruitiness to it. It's gonna give a great depth of flavor to this soup. It's excellent in other chilies as well. If you wanna really have this one pack a punch, you could swap in chipotle chili powder here. Then finally, we need some chicken broth, just 1 quart, and some chicken breasts that we're gonna simmer right in the soup. So let's get started. Now we're gonna increase our heat to high and wait for the broth to come to a simmer, and then we'll add our chicken breasts and kind of poach them in this flavorful broth before we shred them and add them back in. I'll show you exactly how to do it. Once your chicken has simmered all the way through, we're going to remove it to a bowl to just cool off for a minute. And our corn. I waited to add these because I didn't want them to turn to mush. We really just want them to simmer through, get a little bit warmed up. One more addition here. If you guys have been following me, you know how much I love finishing dishes with something acidic. And in this case, we're gonna use lime juice. It just goes so well with like the Tex-Mex flavors in this soup. Okay, so just go to town. 2 forks, pull apart, just like you were doing pulled pork or something like that. Some people actually like to do this using their kitchen beaters. Let me know if you've ever tried that. I need to actually test that out before I tell you to do it, but I have heard that that works really, really well. I like to leave it in kind of big chunks here because I want this soup to border more on a chili or a stew with like big, nice, juicy pieces of chicken. But you can see how juicy and flavorful this is. It's soaked up so much amazing spice and a little bit of pizzazz just from poaching in that broth. Then we're going to add our shredded chicken back into our stew. I like doing it in a bowl just to catch any juices or extra ingredients. So So you guys, look how amazing this soup is. It's really more of a stew, to be honest. It's so hearty and substantial and packed with veggies and beans, and still, for my Weight Watchers friends, 0 points. So let's have some fun with garnishes. Some things that I love to enjoy on top are crushed tortilla chips for a little bit of crunch. Another fun topping, a little bit of shredded Mexican 4 cheese. Finally, a little bit of Greek yogurt. You guys know how much I love to use fat-free Greek yogurt in place of sour cream. For my Weight Watchers friends, it's 0 points. It adds that nice little bit of richness and tang at the end. And then finally, here at Happy Meats Healthy, we always love to make our food look beautiful. We're gonna hit it with some scallions and some chopped cilantro. So guys, if you liked this video, do me a favor and be sure to share it with your friends, subscribe below, ask me questions in the comments about how I made this. This is fantastic to make for meal prep. You can make it ahead to freeze. For those of you who are cooking for 1 or 2, it's also a really, really easy recipe to have. So definitely check out my upcoming videos too. I'm gonna be sharing tons of really healthy, awesome meal prep dinners for 1 or 2 and for a crowd to take you all the way through the fall and the winter.